for today, we are going to be making a paper recipe. This paper recipe was torn out of a magazine and saved in a little box that I have. And I decided to start going through some of those. This has a date on it, so I do know when I saved this. You're not going to believe this, but this is from Food Network magazine, March 2016. So it's been exactly 10 years because it is now March of 2026. Yeah, that's a lot, folks. Why did I hold on to it for that long? I don't know. I don't know the last time I opened that box. It's probably been 5 years or more. I don't know, before I found this thing. It was dusty, for sure. Hey, welcome back to Teresa Figures It Out. In this series, I am making my saved recipes. If you are new here, hello, how are you? Please join me. I have a very wee small channel, but hopefully it'll start growing soon. And there's a lot of stuff that we're doing on this channel. Really, I'm being motivational. I'm trying to live my best life. I am marking things off my list, and I'm committed to lifelong learning and adventure and making life more fulfilled, more fun. I have 3 series that I'm doing at the moment. I'm making all of the Great British Baking Show bakes. That one's going to be a long one. I have this one, which is making all of my saved recipes. Are you also a saved recipe hoarder? I think we all are. I mean, who isn't a saved recipe hoarder? We save them on our phones. I have paper copies. Today's is a paper copy, wherever you do. And then what happens to them? What are we going to do with them? Why are we like this? Why do we do it? And I have another series where I'm making one new ingredient at a time, just going into the grocery store, picking something out that I've never made. But welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Okay, so we're going with a St. Patrick's Day theme because St. Patrick's Day is coming up. I am a little bit Irish, so my husband is a little bit Irish, so our children are a little bit Irish. And here in the United States, people don't really celebrate St. Patrick's Day for the real reason. We're really just celebrating our Irish heritage. So let's celebrate being Irish. Also, if you're not Irish, that's cool too. So there are 2 recipes on this page. I actually have no idea which one I saved. Both of them. One, I don't know, but we're going to do both of them. One is a charred caraway cabbage, and the other one is called a cheddar and herb boxty, which is like a potato pancake. I don't think I've ever met a potato I don't like, except for like an underdone potato, like a raw potato. But besides that, I love potatoes. That's the true Irish, Scottish, and German in me. Okay, let's do a close-up here. Do you see? Oh, it looks so good. And then there's my proof, March 2016. In March of 2016, my middle child was 2 months old. 2 months old. Yeah. And I was looking at this magazine. I'm going to make these someday in 10 years. He's going off to middle school now next year. So, you know, it's never too late. Okay, we're going to get started. First thing that we needed was 2 pounds of clean potatoes. They need to be peeled and chopped. 2 pounds is about 4 medium potatoes. I'm going to do 5 potatoes because we have 5 people in our family and my kids will love this. So I'll just adjust all my seasonings to add to that. The next thing I'm going to do is get those boiling, and then also I'm going to prep my onion. So I need to dice my onion and get it into butter, and it's going to take about 20 minutes or so to get that nice and golden brown. I peeled all the potatoes. I'm not into food waste in a normal economy, but definitely not in this economy. So I'm going to put those, actually I already did put those into my air fryer, and we'll see what happens with those. I've never really done that before, but I bet it's going to be really yummy. And I'm going to dice these up and then get them boiling in water. Our onions are going, and then we'll get to next steps. While the potatoes are boiling, that's going to take about 15 minutes, and then they actually have to cool down. I'm going to go ahead and start the cabbage.
To cut the cabbage, first you want to wash it and then peel off any of the wilty bits on the outside. And then when you're cutting it, you actually want to keep the core intact. So I cut it in half with the core, and then I cut those halves in half, leaving the core in place. Quick tip, if you didn't already know this, is to put a little paper towel over your butter when you're melting it in the microwave so it doesn't spit everywhere.
Now that I've cut up our cabbage, I went ahead and melted 4 tablespoons of butter, and then I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of olive oil in here. I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm then going to, our potato skins might be done. Yay! I'm then going to brush this mixture onto the cabbage, and then I'm going to put caraway seeds, salt, and pepper. I'm going to go ahead and pop this into a 400-degree oven. It is going to cook for 30 to 35 minutes. The potatoes are ready to be drained, and then I'm going to put them in a bowl with some milk and mash them. They then have to rest for a little bit, and I was thinking, while they're resting, I'm going to get the rest of everything going, but this recipe calls for Irish cheddar cheese. So I got Irish cheddar cheese. It's more expensive, and I was wondering if it really tastes better or if we would notice the difference. So I think I'm going to pull in my husband, and then we'll do a little bit of a taste test on the cheddar cheese. I think that sounds really fun. I have my taste tester for this super scientific which cheese is better.
Hello.
So we have our normal Tillamook cheddar. What is this called? It's called the extra
Sharp?
Yeah, extra sharp cheddar. And a Kerrygold cheddar reserve Irish. Ooh. So in the super scientific taste test, we are going to close our eyes one at a time, and the other one will feed us cheddar cheese. Oh, do you want to go first or second?
Second.
Okay, me first. Don't be weird, please.
Okay, so I just feed you one and then.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Why don't you hand it to me? Because I'm afraid you're going to be weird.
No, I'm not going to be weird. All right, here we go.
Can you just hand it to me?
Nope.
I'm going to take the whole thing.
Wait, the whole thing? I think you're going to fight it.
That's really good. That's my water.
Okay.
Really good.
You ready?
Okay. I'll say after what I think. Now it's your turn.
So you have a clear decision
I have
on
a
what's
clear
better,
decision.
1 versus 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like 100% clear to me. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1.
It's a
Do you want to clean your palate?
recognizable texture.
Water. Okay.
Okay.
Number 2. Okay. You got it?
I can tell they melt differently immediately in my mouth. However, I have it.
All right.
One tastes like a cow, like literally a grass-fed cow.
Okay, so for me, the first one was far and away way better. It had way more tang, it had way more texture, and was better. And I think that was the Kerrygold one, the Irish.
Correct. You're correct.
Okay. How about for you?
Number 2 was Kerrygold, and it was very grassy, earthy.
You just said number 1 was grassy and earthy and made from a cow, but they're both made from a cow.
Goaty, farmy.
There's no
like
goat.
that smell from a farm. That's what it tastes like in your mouth. Number 2 is the Kerrygold Irish.
Yes, but it is a much better cheese. Actually, it tastes much better.
But the taste is really, really earthy and beautiful, and
I
can't describe what's happening, but I really
love
like that cheese.
I love Tillamook cheese, but the Kerrygold makes the Tillamook taste like American cheese or something. Like it really is a lot better.
Yeah, it squashes it. It's just a great cheese.
Yeah.
So yeah, compare those two. That's far and away. It's no brainer.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks, taste tester.
Yep, Irish.
For this super scientific
Go
cheese.
St. Patty's Day.
Okay, that was the whole thing. Anyways, the next step is to shred your cheese and chop up your parsley for your potatoes. But as I was doing this, I came to think that I don't actually know what all these different sides of the shredder is for. So I thought maybe we could do a shallow dive. I found this image on Pinterest. I think it's from the kitchen, but I will put a link below. This shows the 4 sides of the box grater. There's the larger grates, that's for grating cheese. The slicer on this side is for slicing vegetables. The raggedy kind of grater is actually for zesting. And the smaller blades are for shredding things like vegetables or softer cheeses. I'm now going to add an egg yolk, flour, salt, and pepper. And then by spoonfuls, I'm going to spoon out the mixture onto a floured dish and then make little patties. I started off really strong with this and they were all around the same size, but then I started getting tired and they started becoming all different sizes. I also pulled out my cabbage, which I had broiled for a little bit, and fried the rest of my potatoes.
That was quite time consuming. I'm actually still going, but I thought I would go ahead and do a taste test as it came out. And my little skins, my potato skins, turned out really good. Actually, they're weird, but they're very good. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to try is the Boxty. Yeah, it's a really good potato pancake. I would like some more salt on there, some kind of spice, but it's really good. Okay, now I'm going to try the cabbage. You might have figured out by now, if you've watched any of my other videos, that I just like food. I'm not that picky. I like food. I sometimes have some opinions, but for the most part, I'm like, yeah, it tastes good. Okay, the cabbage. Whoa. I mean, there was a lot of butter on that. So I'm really tasting the butter. What I taste is butter, caramelized cabbage, caraway. I will say that after the half an hour, I wasn't happy with the color on my cabbage, so I actually put it under the broiler for a few minutes, and I broiled the tops, and that got some good color on it, but that is super yummy. I would definitely have that for St. Patty's Day. The Boxty, I feel like, is a lot of work, and it is really good, but I might not come back to that recipe. I hope that you're having a great day, and you should try these meals, even if it's not St. Patty's Day, and even if you're not Irish and you don't celebrate that, because they're really good. I hope you join me next time, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Oopsies. Well, guess I'm putting this in the outtakes.
So Teresa's gonna cleanse her palate, and I will feed her an orange with whites. Fancy versus good, I suppose.
No, it's supposed to. Okay, now that I've cut up our cat, we'll decide which one we like better. Okay, here we go. So that's why, super science right now. Tester.
Yep, Irish.
For the super scientific
Go to St. Patty's Day. Get some Kerrygold with your Guinness.
Okay, thank you.